My hands were already changing when I realized I was in trouble. Not shaking, expanding. I was standing in the corner of a bedroom I didn't recognize, fingers curled into the edge of a dresser, watching my skin darken in real time. Green spread beneath the surface, slowly, deliberately, like my body knew exactly where it was going. The wood groaned under my grip. I let go instantly, breath hitching, heart pounding hard enough that I felt it in my throat. Each inhale felt deeper than the last, too deep, like my lungs had more space than they used to. Music thumped through the floor below me, bass-heavy, careless, alive. Someone laughed downstairs. I looked at the mirror and didn't recognize the person staring back. That's when I knew this wasn't something I could stop. A few minutes earlier, everything had still made sense. The party was loud but familiar. Too many voices layered over each other. Cheap lights, the smell of alcohol and sweat. I hadn't planned on staying long, just enough time to not seem rude. Someone handed me a drink. I barely touched it. The first sign wasn't pain, it was heat, a deep warmth under my skin, especially in my hands and shoulders, like I'd been standing too close to a fire without realizing it. I kept flexing my fingers, rolling my shoulders, telling myself it was adrenaline. My heart wouldn't slow down. Not racing, locked, like my body had shifted into a higher gear and forgotten how to come back down. The bass from the speakers started to feel wrong. Each beat landed too deep in my chest, syncing with something inside me. My shirt felt tighter. My skin felt stretched, like it was being pulled outward from the inside. I told myself I just needed air. I slipped upstairs past half-open doors and empty hallways and ducked into the first bedroom I found. I shut the door behind me and leaned against it, breathing hard. That's when my hands started to shake. Not from fear, from pressure. I crossed the room and caught my reflection in the mirror. My face was flushed, eyes too bright. Veins stood out faintly along my neck and arms, dark lines beneath the skin. I raised one hand slowly. The color was already changing. Not bright green, not dramatic, just wrong. A dull green tint spread unevenly, soaking deeper with every second. "No," I whispered. The heat surged. My shoulders pulled outward with a deep, stretching pressure that ran through my joints. Not sharp, not painful. It felt like something correcting itself, like my body finally doing what it had been trying to do all night. Fabric strained across my back. A seam ripped softly near my shoulder. I stumbled backward and hit the dresser. It creaked under the impact, legs scraping across the floor. I grabbed it instinctively to steady myself. The wood bent under my fingers. I froze. Let go. Stared at the warped edge where my grip had been. My breathing changed, slower, deeper, heavier. Each breath carried weight. My ribs expanded, pressing against fabric that was no longer made for me. Threads snapped along my sides as my shirt gave up piece by piece. Muscle tightened beneath my skin, not bulging, but settling. Dense, solid. Pulling my frame wider, stronger. My arms felt heavier, fuller. My legs grounded me as my center of gravity shifted. The mirror showed me in fragments. Broadening shoulders, green skin, smooth and real. Arms that didn't look monstrous, just right. The room felt smaller, the ceiling lower. The lamp flickered as I straightened, standing taller than I remembered being. The music downstairs muffled, like it was pressed through layers of water. All I could hear was myself, breathing, clothes tearing softly as they finally surrendered, bones settling into a shape they seemed to prefer. When the change slowed, my heart was calm. That scared me more than the transformation ever had. I stood there, fully changed, looking down at my hands, green, steady, strong, and then at the door. The party was still going. Drinking, living. They had no idea what was standing in this bedroom. A knock hit the door. Sharp, close. "Hey," someone called. "You've been in there a while." I didn't answer. Another knock, louder. "Seriously, open up." I stepped closer to the door. The floor creaked under my weight. The handle trembled slightly in its frame, like it already knew I was there. I took one slow breath, then another. The knock came again, louder, and this time they wished they had waited.